Welcome to The Road to Purpose. Today we're going to step into the introduction to The Road to Purpose. First things first, what is the road to purpose? The road to purpose is a transformative journey that not only helps you discover your purpose, but also helps you align with what God has destined for your life. So what can you expect from the Well in this season? For us to partner with you on this transformative journey so that you can not only discover your purpose, but walk therein and reach the destined place that God has for your life. So grab your books. If you have not gotten your book yet, Road to Purpose, it is available on Amazon.com along with the journal. It is not available in ebook intentionally because it just hits different when you read the words, you say the words, you can see them visually on paper. I'm just old school. And the thing about what we experience today in today's church, we want to hear. We want to absorb, but how much of that are you actually taking in? How much of that is actually sticking? And so it is going to be imperative that you not only get the book, but you also get the journal or something to take notes so that you can make sure that you're not only hearing, but you're learning and you're receiving what God has for you. So we're going to go ahead and get started. This is how it's going to go during these sessions. We're going to crack open the book. I'm going to read a couple of pages and we are going to digest it together. No, I don't have a script. The book is my script. When God started talking to me about helping his people discover their purpose, I thought I was just going to be making videos. I thought I was going to be on YouTube, Instagram, just making videos. So I created outlines for this lesson. And next thing you know, God said, no, I purpose you to do more. And that outline, those outlines for those videos turned into this. So we're going to flow together, we're going to grow together, and we're going to receive what God has for us in this season. So we're going to crack this book open and we're going to go step by step. The book is so simple, you may miss it. The Lord had me compare discovering purpose to life on the road. It's so simple, you might miss it. So be sure to read, listen, and take notes so you can walk in the very thing that God has purposed for you. So we're going to start with the introduction. We're going to go through maybe the first 3 to 5 pages, however the Lord leads us. And then we're going to meet back again and we're going to continue this journey until we find and discover what God has for us. So here we go. Page number 1. The road to purpose is a transformative journey that involves discovering and aligning with one's true calling or mission in life. This journey is filled with self-reflection, exploration, and growth as you learn to seek beyond materialistic success and social expectations. Purpose invites you to live beyond the surface. So many people are living surface level lives. What is a surface level life? A surface level life is when you're only focused on how you appear, how you show up to others, how you show up in the world. You're never considering the inner you. You're never really digging beyond the surface to discover who is this? Who am I? You're just dressing yourself up so that you can appear and you can appease and that you can exist in the world. But purpose pushes you beyond that. Purpose pushes you to dig deep down to the core so that you can tap into the very essence of who God created you to be. You cannot discover purpose living for other people. You cannot discover purpose trying to appease other people. You cannot fake purpose. That's why so many people are focused on their outer appearance. They rather fake it till they make it. But when you're in Christ, you have to faith it until you make it. You have to be okay with going deep. You have to be okay with not looking the way that everybody expects you to look. You have to be okay with not sounding, with not showing up, without doing everything that other people thinks that you should do, be, say, or you have to be okay with going beyond the surface and becoming who God has purposed you to be. Back to the book. Finding purpose is empowering, offering a sense of direction and fulfillment. It requires individuals to assess their values, passions, and strength and consider how they contribute to a greater good. Challenges and setbacks may arise along the journey, but they are essential for building resilience and clarity. The word says that all things work together for the good of those that love the Lord and who are called according to his purpose. So you have to fixate your mind on God, knowing that everything that he's about to take you through is to help develop the very person who you were always meant to be. Now, ultimately, the road to purpose is deeply personal and evolves over time, leading to a more authentic and fulfilling life. Purpose is personal. No one can discover your purpose for you. That is why so many people are living discouraged and disappointed, because they're waiting on other people to do it for them, and they're trying to be someone they were never supposed to be. If God purposed you for a specific reason, and you decide to go and try to do and be something else, you can expect to be discouraged and you can expect to be disappointed, because it's never going to come to fruition. You're going to spend a lot of energy, a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of whatever faith you have to believe that you can do that thing, and you're going to end up in the deficit. Your purpose is personal, meaning God created you for a specific reason for you as an individual. You can't be like everybody else. You can't do what everybody else is doing. And you certainly can't be someone who you were never purposed to be. That's what many people struggle with today. They're trying so hard to be someone, to be something they were never purposed to be. Even if you're just sitting around being lazy, going to work, coming back home, Netflix and chill, go to work, come back home, Netflix and chill. You were never purposed to sit there and go to work for the rest of your life. You were never purposed to sit there on a couch and Netflix and chill. The Lord said, I knew you before I formed you in the womb. The Lord had a purpose placed in you before Netflix even existed. Your purpose goes so much deeper than what you see on the surface. There's so many people trying to dress this up to try to fake it and be something that they were never meant to be. And I blame society, especially today's society, because they have confused people. That was the goal. But guess what? God is here. The goal for them was to distract people, to deploy people into these places and spaces that they were never supposed to be, so that you could never truly discover who God has created you to. Because the moment you discover your purpose, then you can produce and then you can pour out to others. So I want you to think about some of the things that you have done in your life or that you're currently doing. And you're like, you know what? This ain't me. This just doesn't fit. I know that there's more to me. I know that there's more to my life. And guess what? You're right. You're right. You're right. Okay, so just hear me out. Walk with me for a little bit. So say you like the ocean, you like the water, and you decide that, you know what? I like this life out here on the beach. I want to become a fish. Let's ignore the obvious that you're a human and you don't have gills, which is 101 why you can't be a fish, but I digress. But say, this is my dream. This is what I'm going to do with my life. I'm going to be a fish. So you go out, you spend your resources, you spend your time, you spend your energy on trying to be the best fish that you can be. At some point, you're going to realize that no matter what you do, what you buy, who you talk to, listen to, doesn't matter. You will never be a fish. You're going to spend your time out there wasting your money, wasting your time, wasting your energy, and you're naturally going to go into depletion. And once you deplete, you die. Hopefully you don't die out there trying to be a fish. But that's why so many people are walking around in discouragement. So many people are walking around in disappointment. But if you tap into and dig deep into the very core of why God has created you, you will be able to walk therein and produce and then pour out to others. So purpose is the reason for which something is done, created, or exists. God has created each and every one of us with a purpose. We have a specific reason we are here. There is a specific reason why we exist. God has been intentional about creating each and every one of us. That's why we have certain things that we like, certain things that we don't like, certain things that we're passionate about, certain things that upset us. And we're going to talk about how that contributes to your purpose. But those are the things that God has placed in you as an individual so that you can make an impact as you discover your purpose. If you're the same, nothing's going to change. If you're like everybody else, nothing is going to change. If you do the same thing as everybody else, nothing is going to change. Let's not even focus on everybody else, because remember, purpose is personal. If you stay the same in your life, nothing is going to change. If you try to be the same way you've always been, nothing is going to change. If you try to do it the same way that you've always done it, nothing is going to change. So in order to discover purpose, you're going to have to not only dig deep to discover who God has made you to be, but you're going to have to be open to harnessing those things, developing those things on the inside of you so that you can walk in destiny. So one of the things that you have to ask yourself as we hop into this journey, am I willing? Am I willing to dig deep? Am I willing to live life beyond the surface? Am I willing to discover who I truly am in spite of the world around me? Many people are asking, what is my purpose? Why am I here? Why was I born? Where am I going in my life? But before we jump into that, you have to ask yourself, am I willing to discover those things? I'll talk to you soon.